Hey everybody, Animal Man here. Today we've got a real fun project lined up. We're going to convert this mini keg into the coolest looking mini propane forge you've ever seen. So stay with us, it's going to be really, really fun. So here's what we're going to start with. We've got this, I don't even know how to pronounce it, so I'm not even going to try. This mini keg left over from my dad's house, and I asked if I can keep it because I had a real fun project idea. And so this will end up being the perfect size and shape for this forge. And then I went to Harbor Freight, and I got one of these cheap propane torches. There you go, Greenwood Propane Torch. So these are going to be the two main things we use. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up cutting out the bottom, and I'm going to have ceramic, it's almost like KO. Where is it? Let me grab some here. I'm going to have it lined with layers of this stuff. It's like KO, but it's not the brand name KO, but it's ceramic insulating cloth, and it insulates up to about 2,000 degrees. So it's going to be lined with that. And then I'm going to cut a hole here to put the torch in and connect the torch. We're going to have it all mounted onto a plywood base. So that's the plan. Here we go. So the first step, we're going to just use the tools, the little wrenches that the torch came with, to unscrew the head of it here, the actual torch burner. And we'll reattach it later, but I need to thread it through the forge from the inside for it to stay. You'll see what I mean. We're going to attempt to drill a hole in the top of this keg now. Here's like the air vent. And I've got this bit right here that approximates the size of this. We want it a little bit smaller than the lip on there, because we're going to insert this into the keg and have it come out. So hopefully this will work. First try, which rarely happens with me, but we will see. Okay, we're down. Here we go. New plan. I'm going to drill a pilot hole. We're going to use the skill saw to get this out. Okay. It's pretty straightforward. Alright, wish me luck. Here we go. Woohoo! Here we go. I'm going to sand the edge here, and then I'm going to dry this out. So that's what we're looking at right there. Beautiful. Alright, so I'm going to attach it with these corner braces. I tried to find stainless steel ones, couldn't find them. It was either these zinc or it was galvanized, and I don't want to heat up anything galvanized because it's toxic. This isn't that great either, but at least they're going to be on the outside of here. The screws, the nuts and bolts rather, the machine screws that I'm going to use, the screw heads are going to be inside this, and they're going to be getting red hot probably. So I got stainless ones for that. Let's see if we can focus there, see what I got. Stainless, number 8, 32 by 1/2 inch. And then I've got the stainless machine screw nuts. See if it'll focus there. There we go. Stainless screw nuts, number 8, 32. And then I've got the washers for it. So I've got stainless washers, number 8. So that's what I'm going to be using. So I'm going to open up these brackets. I'm going to hold them up there, mark it with a Sharpie, and then I'll disassemble this and drill all the pilot holes, and then we'll attach it all together. Took a lot longer than I thought. see where I drilled the holes there. It's a lot of metal sticking out. I'm just going to sand these down a little flatter. Alright guys, I've got it just hand tightened. Now I have to fully tighten everything on the outside, and I still have to put the washers and the nuts on the inside. But it's already super, super tight and secure. Looks like a flippin' rocket engine or something. Like a pulse jet engine or something. That's crazy. Alright, so I'm going to tighten everything down. Continue to tighten everything down. So here's what I'm going to do now. So we're going to end up mounting this whole unit to a piece of plywood with these L brackets I have. What I've got is, where'd they go here? Got these machine screws. Hopefully that'll focus for you. Everbuilt 1/4 inch, 20 by 1/2 inch. And they're zinc because they're going to be out on the outside and there's going to be no heat near them. Not a big deal. And I've got a 1/4 inch drill bit. So I'm going to have one of these brackets attaching to this here and here, and then the same thing on the other side. So I'm just going to drill the pilot holes. Then all we need to do to this part for this to be ready to roll for the next step is to line the inside with our ceramic fiber. So I'm just going to carefully drill these out. Man, that was fast. It's faster than I thought. Alright, before we can put the ceramic insulation inside the keg, we've got to work on the mounting brackets and get these attached first. So what I've done is, these are 8" by 8" mounting brackets. I've got it marked with a Sharpie. I'm going to cut off 5 inches of one of these, and I'm going to cut it off with one of my saws, and then I'm going to create another screw hole right there. So we'll have two, because the board's going to be on the bottom. This is going to attach to the base like this. So we're going to have 2 screw holes attached to the plywood base with. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to do this to 4 of these. So there's our bracket. I'm just going to grind down the edge so it's not sharp. So I'm just going to kind of line these up more or less and tighten them on. Okay, so what I've got here is a piece of plywood. I've cut it 12 by 32, and I'm kind of just eyeballing this, getting it on here. And I don't want it on the edge. I want it about 1 inch back. And just going to kind of eyeball it, and then I'm going to mark with the Sharpie where I'm going to drill little pilot holes. Because I've got, where'd they go? I've got these wood screws. I've got number 10 by 3/4 inch flathead Phillips wood screws that I'm going to attach down to the board with. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball where I want these to go. And then it's going to go out a little bit. Not even all the way in, just a little bit. Only going in maybe about 1/4 inch with them. Had to borrow one of my son's screwdrivers to get in here, but You know what? I don't even feel like doing this right now. I'm gonna work on attaching the torch back on here, and then I'm also going to have a way to keep this steady so it doesn't move and juggle around too. So let me get this reattached. Here's what I'm thinking. I want to attach this torch to the board down here, probably right here. That way there's no pressure on this. And I'm going to use one more of these 8" by 8" brackets. I'm going to cut 5 inches off the bottom again, just like I did before. And then I'm going to cut about 1 inch off the top. I already have it marked. And then I'm going to attach the torch to it with one of these. I've got these Everbuilt 1/4 inch clamp set. I'm going to use one of these. I'm going to have to drill 2 holes through this to get this threaded in there. So I'm going to start to work on this, and I'll give you an update as soon as I get everything drilled and cut. Here's our completed bracket, and I've got the 2 holes drilled for this little doohickey. And I'm not going to need this piece. I'm going to put this piece aside. All I need is this guy, and the 2 nuts for it. And this is it was a little bit too narrow to fit around here, so I clamped it in a vise, and I took 2 pairs of pliers and I kind of bent it open. You can see I opened it up just a little bit, and all I have left is to drill the little pilot holes for the wood screws. And then I can attach this all together here. Let's see, zoom in for you. Oh, it's super sturdy. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Let me grab the camera for you. Alright, here's the huge, I think it used to be a 50-foot roll of this ceramic insulation that I got on Amazon. And use a razor to cut it. And you may want to consider wearing gloves and a mask if you're doing this. But it's very, very easy to cut. It doesn't bother my skin that much on my hands because my hands are used to getting all kinds of stuff on them, like calluses, but when it gets on my forearms it itches. Just like normal insulation, it itches. So, alright, so I marked it and cut it a 9-inch strip, and that should be the right depth for the inside of our keg. Alright, so I'm hoping for the opening on the inside to be at least the diameter of one of these tubes of silicone. So I have this over here just in case, and I'm kind of thinking I will kind of roll it up. Oops. Roll it up around the silicone maybe. Don't want this to compress, because then, just like insulation with everything else, if it's compressed it won't work. Won't work as well. Now, let me see. Alright, so if I do it like this, it's going to open up. You know what, let's let it open up. Let's see what happens. Alright, I am going to want more insulation in there, because if you look at it, it only has 1 layer from here to here. I definitely want 2 layers all the way around, so I'm going to get, let's see how much I think that is. Just for eyeballings, this tape measure has had it. I'm going to get another 9 inches, maybe 10 of this. I'm going to redo this. Let's get this tucked back in a little bit, get it out. Okay, so I need another square, probably 9 by 9 of this, and then I think that'll be enough. Now, this will be interesting. There's a dowel when you need it. It's just that top left corner I don't like. Now we're talking. Alright, that's better. Alright everybody, we're ready to test it. Propane's all hooked up. I am inside my workshop. Do not do this indoors. I'm just doing a quick test on this to see how it works. I've got the workshop doors wide open back that way. I've got the fire extinguisher and a bucket of water right here as well. You do not want to do this indoors because of carbon monoxide and fire hazard too. I've got this ready to go. And this is going to be the first lighting on video for you guys. Let's see if it works. I've also got a piece of rebar here and a railroad spike to chuck in there and test it out if it works. Wish us luck. Crossing my fingers. Here we go. Put this on very, very low. Oh. Yeah, buddy! Super, super cool. Mini Keg Forge. I'm going to put this back on the tripod and toss something in there. Let's put this little chunk of rebar a little bit back in there, see if we can get it red. I have to turn this up a little wee bit. Alright everybody, it's been about 5 minutes. I don't want to have this go much longer. Looks like it's red though. Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh, this is great. Perfect. Alright, thank you so much for watching this, guys. I hope you were inspired to build one of these really, really cool mini keg forges for yourself. If you want to help support what I do and get some of this ceramic blanket fiber, one of these rolls, go to animalmansurvivor.com, to the gear shop in the blacksmithing department, and there's an Amazon link to this exact roll that I got. I thought it was 50 foot, it's actually 25 foot, I just checked. And there's a link to there in the gear shop. Thanks so much, guys, and enjoy.